Page 129. Lesson 9. Refugee Blues by Winston Hugh Uden.
Say this city has 10 million souls. Some are living in mansions. Some are living in holes. Yet there's no place for us, my dear. Yet there's no place for us. Once we had a country, and we thought it fair. Look in the atlas, and you'll find it there. We cannot go there now, my dear. We cannot go there now. In the village churchyard there grows an old yew. Every spring it blossoms anew. Old passports can't do that, my dear. Old passports can't do that. The consul banged the table and said, "If you've got no passport, you're officially dead." But we are still alive, my dear. But we are still alive. Went to a committee. They offered me a chair, asked me politely to return next year. But where shall we go today, my dear? But where shall we go today? Came to a public meeting. The speaker got up and said, "If we let them in, they will steal our daily bread." He was talking of you and me, my dear. He was talking of you and me. Thought I heard the thunder rumbling in the sky. It was Hitler over Europe saying, "They must die." We were in his mind, my dear. We were in his mind. Page 130. Saw a poodle in a jacket fastened with a pin. Saw a door opened and a cat let in. But they weren't German Jews, my dear. But they weren't German Jews. Went down the harbour and stood upon the quay. Saw the fish swimming as if they were free. Only 10 feet away, my dear. Only 10 feet away. Walked through a wood. Saw the birds in the trees. They had no politicians and sang at their ease. They weren't the human race, my dear. They weren't the human race. Dreamed I saw a building with 1,000 floors, 1,000 windows, and 1,000 doors. Not one of them was ours, my dear. Not one of them was ours. Went down to the station to catch the express. Asked for 2 tickets to happiness. But every coach was full, my dear. Every coach was full. Stood on a great plain in the falling snow. 10,000 soldiers marched to and fro. Looking for you and me, my dear. Looking for you and me.
About the poet. Winston Hugh Uden, 1907 to 1973, was a student and later a professor of poetry at Oxford University. One of the most important poets of the century, he has published several collections of the poems, noted for the irony, compassion, and wit. Although a modern poem, Refugee Blues, uses the ballad form of narration. Page 131. Understanding the poem. 1. The title, Refugee Blues, encapsulates the theme of the poem. Comment. 2. What is the poetic technique used by the poet to convey the plaintive theme of the poem? 3. What do the references to the birds and animals made in the poem suggest? 4. How does the poet juxtapose the human condition with the behavior of the political class? 5. How is the essence of the poem captured in the lines 2 tickets to happiness? Try this out. 1. Here is a list of devices used in poetry. Elaborate on their use in this poem. Refrain, pathos, irony, sarcasm. 2. What does the color blue suggest in the poem? Make a list of other colors and the emotions and moods they carry. Suggested reading: 1. Taller Today We Remember by W.H. Auden. 2. Our Hunting Fathers by W.H. Auden.